Hello guys, this is gonna be my first video and I'm gonna start talking about Litecoin because it was the first crypto that I bought like 10 years ago, and for me it held a lot of relevance in the last years. So I think it is important for the market to understand why it's important and why its longevity can have an impact in the upcoming market bull cycle we are expecting. So as you can see, we're pretty much consolidating for over almost 8 years now, and as pretty much everybody is talking about uh, in the Litecoin community, there's not that many people in the YouTube videos talking about this, and I think it's because everybody pretty much forget about it. So as you can see, for me, I have this timeline between tops if you measure the second top in this area. So I can almost see a similar pattern over this area in the previous 2017 bull market. And if you analyze the pattern as it goes up and down and creates this double top after a first run up, that is a common pattern that you can fractal on the other side of the longer period timeline, and it might just play as the same as in the past. So as you can see, if we expect this, we can pretty much expect to bypass the previous all-time high of nearly 430 US dollars. So we are looking to first conquer this short-term period of price movement all the way up to this previous high. So it's really important, as you can see, the recognition of this crypto, because it has a lot of time and it has a lot of previous market sentiments before people actually, even if you are not into the coin up to this day, you pretty much, if you are an OG in the market, you know this coin. And it's crazy for me how you can think like it's not alive anymore, and a lot of people in the space doesn't look for it, but pretty much you can see this coin in the markets for the last years. Even in the news, you can saw the tickers back in the day, as it was like an important metric and it has relevance. Then they started to get away, and for me it's more like they are trying to suppress the price because they're trying to expand it more into the future, because we commonly know like when some asset starts to fluctuate in a range of position for a couple times, you can expect a bigger reward in the future. So for me, this is one of the big assets of the bull market. And as you can see, pretty much I stuck in between these two yellow lines. The first resistance, then the second resistance, and as you can see, we pull it over, then we come back and test the lower resistance, but we just now break this one in the weekly chart. And as you can see, this movement of the ribbon band that I put those colors to can be more appreciated. We're practically just testing the ribbon band. So after a consolidation of this magnitude, and if you break and convert the ribbon band, then test it, this first movement of the ribbon is actually not a bull market. It's just a test for what is coming next. We should see something more developed like this when you actually don't almost either touch the ribbon band. You almost be like pulling it up. So as everybody in the space is that actually seems to Litecoin has been waiting for, I really think in a couple of years it's gonna be well adopted crypto for the space. Pretty much is the base of the Dogecoin, and Dogecoin was a really marketing king for the last couple of years. So if you see this coin that actually has less market cap from Doge, it's not fair. It's not common. It's not okay. You need to have some run up all the way to the actual market true value. And also what got me my attention was the Litecoin versus XRP, because I mean, when we start the couple weeks back here, everybody was talking about a Bitcoin collapse. And if a Bitcoin collapse will happen in this point, actually that will mean that pretty much everything it will collapse and it will fall lower than this, because that's what the markets tend to do when you have this kind of risk assets. They just collapse more. And for me, this was the turning point for a bottom on the Bitcoin chart, because this movement has some support, and it actually tends to play like a small fractal, because here you see here you have a double bottom, and you see here you have a double bottom. And in the previous markets, if you look at this in, let's say, like 12 January of 15 for the Bitcoin price, that was a bottom here. And you see the next one, like in here, December of 2018. That was a bottom. Oh, sorry. That was a bottom here. So for me, even that it's hard to take this as a bottom, or even this as a bottom, it's hard to put it if you do technical analysis on this chart. It's hard to point at in here what actually a bottom is, also in here. But if you go back to this chart and you interpret versus two assets that they are just playing by themselves in a larger market, you can see that this heavy loss or heavy week off, and if you can want to see it in the whole term, that's a peak for a change in the volume market. And where can it go with these prices or this volume? Well, most of the XRP, you can assure that they went back to Bitcoin, because you have a peak. If you want to see it in the inverse scale, we have a peak here. So a lot of these volume prices go to Bitcoin. That's why you can have a market bottom, and you can find out that actually that was the bottom, the, the one that we just saw in this previous week. And what does this means for Bitcoin? Well, pretty much in these kinds of behaviors, we have like a U return when almost the exact same period of time plays back. And what does this means is, like, if we want to measure the bottom from here, we have almost 13 weeks that we can expect on the other side to play for a completion of the comeback. And if you see this U in this place, we pretty much reach the previous U entry point, and we exceed these ones. If you want to saw another one, if you want to look another one, you can look this one. We get to that price, we have some struggling, then we exceed it. So I think, like, for this moment, it's a little more to say. Yeah, we should probably be more focused on the short term actual entry to this pattern of the actual gains. As we can see here, we start with small movements like these ones, the street candles, just like these ones, and after this one we actually start the big movements when the actual price starts gaining. Because if you measure the movement from this bottom or the local media of the price, that is around 45 XRP per Litecoin, you can see that just to be on this side of the run-up, we are looking for something like 110 XRP per Litecoin. So that implies a upgrade of the price of double, so $240 per Litecoin. And that is just taking in consideration that the price of XRP doesn't actually move. So that's gonna be 220, 240. But if you add to the XRP price a 30% gain just to get to let me check out first the price of the previous all-time high of XRP. So if we add to the price this change, if we add to the price this change to see how much it will actually can grow, just like a small, 30%. This is just like a small iteration, but let me go back to this chart. So if we take the 2.5 that is right now, and we add a 30%, that will be the price, right? So if we add 49, or let's run it up to 50, and we take it to 100, and let's say 100, so 2 times the price plus 130, that is the price of 125 it's right now. it's gonna be 250. We can multiply that by the 1.3 of the XRP movement up, because you need to add up the movement from XRP because the market moves in tandem, right? So we're expecting a 325, and that for me, watching a lot of previous market movements, that for me actually can play out like as a true market point, because we have a lot of consolidation in that place. We are actually, if we divide the market in three zones, that is the lower part of the, and actually I like to put this one in the regular chart, because you can pretty much saw in a better way the expansion than that we can find for Litecoin in the couple of months that are ahead, because that's what it is, an expansion. You can see how we enter in this low buying area, then we have this transition zone, and you can see it in the back here, previous to this bump we get to several years. And after that, after we break this, when we already test the ribbon, we test all the transition zone, pretty much we don't have anything here. We have just an explosion price movement. And this is not just in the previous cycle, it's also in the 2017 cycle. We pretty much blast through this zone. There actually, if you can see, we just tested this yellow region at the almost dying of the 17 cycle, and it's because here the market, I think, was more overbought, since there was a lot of hope for that market that was well underdeveloped for that time. So getting back into the price, we can actually, as we talk, 315, 320 will be actually the peak. So anything from this range to this range will be what we can expect for the first movement. And if we take in consideration the fractal that we have here, it might be not completing the full green candle as we saw here, but pretty much the structure of the movement, it's what drives the market. So it is more accurate that it will play with the same structure, maybe not with the same volume, but for me, we can saw in the couple next 6 weeks a movement all the way up to this region, and it won't be out of the non expected. And also, if pretty much we go back to the basics from market cap, I mean, Litecoin is just being so punished in the market caps. I mean, we have $9 billion here for I think that for me it is just need to be worth the same as Ethereum cap. And I say that taking in consideration that actually Ethereum can grow in the market cap. I think that right now the cap for it is like $300 something. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, $322. So if Ethereum is gonna have this bull run, and it's actually gonna be worth, I don't know, so it might hit $1 trillion. So for me, just Litecoin going to this level, it will be more than fair, and pretty much confident that can happen. I mean, you have pretty much ETFs and all people talking about this, but at the same time undervaluing, because you don't see a lot of stuff in the media right now about this. I, I think that the market is trying to press a little more to Litecoin so they can have a better terminal price, because yeah, when more time goes by, this actually pushes growth in the price at the enter. So just if you use the price of the market cap for Litecoin at the Ethereum right now, it will be 126 divided by 9, that is the current Litecoin, and then we put it like 320, that is the Ethereum right now. We have 4,500 maybe. Well, that's pretty much everything for you guys today. I will try to navigate this market in the couple next videos. Let me see what else I can look around and try to find another market, that another way to interpret the market that can help us drive to this bull market that might wait last for a couple months in the future. We have all the way to go. It's gonna be crazy, but if you're investing some money here, I think you pretty much are sure you can get some reward for this. Thank you guys. See you in the next video.